What is going on, guys? It is Glitches here, and today I will be telling you guys about the 5 biggest tips and mistakes that new people have, or even seasoned veterans have, in making kit PvPs inside of Minecraft. If you don't know what kit PvP is, it is a player vs player um, map where you grind for the currency, get better armor sets, and overall just try to rule the server for a while. Um, that's what a KPP is. So hope you guys enjoy, and there it is. Roll the clips. Alright guys, today the first tip is come up with a theme that you know how to build, or your friends know how to build, or your grandma knows how to build. Because so many people come to me, or I've had a few, not really so many people, but they've come up to me and say, "Hey, Glitchless, I want to build a KPP." And I've been like, "Okay, do my help?" And they say yes. And I was like, "Okay, what theme?" And they're like, I don't know. I just want to build a KPP like a normal KPP. There is no normal KPP. So, for example, here, my theme, or well, the theme that me and the ZJG team has come up with is the 4 corners and 4 different biomes. So we have basic overworld, foresty area, nether, tropical or desert, and then ice spikes. And if we go over to the map here, here it is. Tropical, nether, ice spikes, foresty, or basic overworld. So, really, there's a few, basically all of these could be just one theme. Or you could do it all together, or you could do a 2-themed map. Basically one faction versus another, or you don't even have to do that. Just make it seem like that. Um, if you know, but you gotta do a theme you know how to build. If you're like, if your idea of the nether is just this, just spammed around, that's not really the nether. What we did here was we built an entire nether fortress with those trees sparkled around there. And we made it look good because me and my boys know how to do the nether. And my friend JJ, or JJ Viator, or Jack Viator, on YouTube, he knew how to build this. I mean, doesn't have very many subs, but he probably should. If he just uploads all the Minecraft building content, he'll be popular. I built this because this is the area I know what to do best, and me and my friend ZC23 built this. Um, so what we just had a nice team of guys going on doing some terrain. So that's our first tip, is the theme. Alright guys, the second tip for today is generator placement. I've seen a million kit PvPs out there. I've played a lot of kit PvPs. Like, some people know me as just I build and host them. But I've played a crap ton of kit PvPs. And the biggest mistake people make is with their generators. There's either way too many or like 2 across the entire map. Now on this, like, there's only 1 gen per area plus a secret, and I'm not gonna tell you. Um, yeah, there's only 4 gens. There's here, there, down the cave, up on this mountain, and then in that igloo. Those are basically the gens that we have, and they're probably, people might argue, oh, there's too little gens, but I mean, it's better than having this, basically the size of this map, but having like 1 here and then 1 there. I've seen 15. I'm gonna count 1, 2, Galaxy. Yeah, like I'm counting 3 off the top of my head that I've played this week that have had like 1 gen the entire map. It's like it's either that, or I've played a few that have like generators everywhere, like 1 here, there, there. Like, imagine this, but 5 per little area. That's an example of too many gens. Then no one's gonna fight. You want to have a nice balance. Do you want to have more kit PvP environment, Or do you want more of a grindy, less fighting, but when there is fighting, it's a more intense kind of environment? What I've gone for, and what the CGG community has gone for, is you've gone for a more PvP fighting heavy experience. Alright guys, so that is the second tip. Moving on to number 3. Alright guys, the third tip today is about pricing. Now this can go from buying potions in your shop, buying a full kit, part of a kit, a vault, buying a limited time item in your kit PvP. I don't know if you guys do that. But basically, hold on, I'm gonna take the cool route if I say so myself. Let's Oh yeah, it's all coming together. But yeah, pricing. I haven't done the vault pricing yet, but it's probably going to be around 20s, 25 stacks. But the kit pricing. Now, if you have a more grindy heavy server, like not a lot of fighting like I did last tip, like I showed you guys last tip, um, like you gotta price them get high because yeah, it's everyone's probably gonna go if you price them too low. If you price them like 45 stacks for a kit, they're gonna get that immediately because, or like in a matter of either a session or two in, you know, in the map because there's like 50, because there's a small, or not small, but way too many gens in your map. But if there's not a lot of gens, you have to price them low. Like I did here. My top stack kit is 75. And it's like not even really we'd say the greatest kit in the game. We have really attack kits, defense, speed, and then we have a ranged for each area. And kit mixing is allowed. Um, or we might, depending on how the beta goes, if someone just grabs 2 kits and then mixes them together, we might just say, yo, no more kit mixing. But, yeah, we priced them sort of low. It's Of course it's way more than what my usual PvPs are. Like usually the lowest stack is like 8 stacks, but like the lowest in this is 15, and like look at it, it's trash. It's kit stray, it's terrible. But yeah, and you don't want and imagine this. Basically, the more gens, the more the money. Like the more money you have to get to buy something. The less gens, the cheaper things are. That makes sense, everybody. So that's tip number 3, pricing. Alright, guys, the fourth tip today has to be about the actual building of the map. Okay, guys. The amount of kit PvPs I've seen where there's just big quartz walls so say okay, they do a kit PvP like this, but imagine this big quartz walls separating each biome, and they're all completely, utterly square. Now, what you gotta do is you gotta like make it fade. You gotta make it all cohesive, so people don't have to so people can like run into the biomes freely and freely roam. People just make big quartz walls and have like little doorways for people to go to, and that ruins the experience of the map. It's just really annoying to see. I'm going to show you guys an example of a basic PvP I made earlier on my channel, my second video, I think. I'm going to show you guys that PvP and show you guys what I'm talking about. We're here in the basic kit PvP, or otherwise known as, I'm not even going to call it bad. It's just so utterly basic and, like, newbie. It's a noob kit PvP is what I'm trying to say. But here we go. This is the spawn. All quartz. I mean, I'm actually kind of proud of this little arch design. But it's so basic. It's bland. It's got one entrance to the PvP zone through cobwebs. It's got everything's laid out weird. The rules are laid out weird. The kits are all either chained and that and that. They're all gradually better. You gotta make it kits themed, guys. This has the little vault thing under there. That's also pretty basic. This is where the starter kits are. This is all open area. The vaults are also pretty basic. You try to put better stuff in the middle or the ceiling, but just I mean, it's trying. But here is the pride and joy, or the trash of the actual thing. Look at how basic this is. Like, you take this and compare it to the other thing I did with the mountains and the river, and then you take this and then you compare it to my other ice spikes biome. You take this and you put it against my tropical biome. This is just a jungle. I didn't really put a jungle inside of my own thing. But look at even this treehouse. Look at that. Ugh. Why? This nether also trash compared to the nether fortress we made. And I didn't do the end, but this end is not gonna talk about it. But just overall, you see what I mean about you guys shouldn't do the quartz walls. Basically, imagine this. You're in, say, I don't know, the nether. You're fighting somebody. You're over maybe here. You want to get out of here. What do you have to do? Basically, in a normal PvP, you could just run the fastest route, which would be here. But you gotta take, like, a turn, and you gotta go this way, which is a slower run. You might bump your head on the wall. So you might bump your head like that. Or say you want to get to ice fight. Say you want to go from ice to maybe the nether. You gotta go through a door, probably through another door, and then through another door. Instead of just going all cohesive. If that makes sense. And also, the generator placement on this map is horrible. Like, what is this? What in the world is this? Not even cleverly hidden, just right there. Spam gen. Right, it's visible from the other side too. This is still bland, very bland. They're all put on the walls. I believe this one's hidden in the tree, and it's able to be broken into. Duh. This one is just there, and then I don't even know where this one is. Oh, right there. But overall, you guys see what I mean by the quartz walls. See what I mean by actually building the map. Like, you gotta have a lot of detail in here. This is, like, no detail. Vanilla trees. Another big tip I have is, please make your custom terrain. Please make custom terrain. It's so much better. Like, this is better than having it be flat. Like that. That's terrible. It's flat. We're gonna move on to the next tip. Tip number 5. Alright, guys. Our 5th and final tip, or slash mistake here, has to do with the rules. So, the rules. You could say, hey, Glitchless, what are the rules? How can you mess up rules? How do you mess those up? Well, some people do. Either the rules are wicked overbearing, basically no combat logging for this exact number of seconds, and no kit mixing, and no buying kits like 4 times a session or something like that. They just make everything overbearing. Basically a communist. Or people make an anarchy server. Or like something similar where there's barely any rules. There's like there's combat logging is allowed. You can buy how many kits you want. I mean, like, you can target other players. You can harass admins. They don't specify, so they don't get put on the board. Or the third cool, like, not cool, but thing I've seen is they don't make a rules board. And they make them up as they go. Why would you do that? Why in the world would you not put a rules board down and then just keep making rules apply? Like, someone says, oh, but there's no rules board, so there's no, I guess there's no combat logging. Then somebody combat logs, and he's like, oh my god, admin! He's combat logging! But then the admin's like, oh, okay, you're banned for some reason. And he's like, but then there's no rules board. So that's actually happened to me. So there was no rules board, and I combat logged, and the admin was like, or the host was like, alright, you're getting banned. And I'm like, huh? So really, the biggest rules you guys need to watch out for is basically no toxicity, no cheating / duping, no killing at spawn, no killing, like, well, kit distribution, so you can't really kill a leather when you have a kit, no leaving the map. Combat logging here is not actually a rule, because we have a tick system in our delay. So basically, if you're trying to get back to spawn, you click a button, but it's like a tick delay. So really, nobody has to worry about combat logging unless you're doing that basic PvP with the cobwebs and, you know, are trash. But, that's, and then you can put down warnings and stuff. Ban players are a thing. List your admins as well. List your admins in the rules, please, because then everyone knows, oh shoot, shouldn't mess with him. He's an admin. Please, guys, just please follow these rules. And please, hopefully, if these tips helped you guys, make Kit PvP, tell me. Text me in the, text me in DMs or in the PlayStation messages. Of course, my PSN's gonna be listed down below. So if it helped you guys build a Kit PvP, um, just text me and say, hey, it worked. I want you to show me. Basically I want you guys to show me your Kit PvPs that you've made from this tip video. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Glitchless.